everyone. I still love that crane shot. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's kickstart this Monday with a blast of positivity and unstoppable energy.
And happy Monday morning. I'm Monique Tuzon, and we're here to supercharge your morning with stories that inspire and moments that electrify.
And I am Anne Asis-Carilo. Good morning. We're ready to fill your day with joy, laughter, and a whole lot of good vibes. Let's dive into this beautiful day and make it the best one yet.
I have to start out with the fact that we are now on Signal Channel 24.
Yay! We made it! That's when you know we made it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Second week and we're on Signal already.
Absolutely. So mga ka-Signal, hello. I'm sort of still here, pero and you know, more and more people seeing us right here, and really grateful that Signal gave us this.
There are more ways for them to catch the show, right?
Mm-hmm. And you know, and hopefully I have less angry parents at the moment because they have been wanting to see this, and I'm sure your families as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
All right, so let's get started off first with some of the top stories for this week. Now, weeks after police began scouring the Kingdom of Jesus Christ property in Davao City, fugitive pastor Apollo Kibuloy is now in the custody of the Philippine National Police. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo confirms Kibuloy and 4 co-accused surrendered in the KOJC compound on Sunday after they were given an ultimatum by authorities.
Unang-una po ay kinukumpirma po natin na hawak na po natin si Pastor Kibuloy, si Jacqueline Roy, si Ingrid Canada, si Crescente Canada at si Silva Semanes po. Nakuha po natin yung custody po nila around 5:30 this afternoon at mga bandang 6:30 po ay nilipad po natin sila mula po sa Davao at papunta po dito sa Villamor po tayo lumabas. Lumapag po sila ang C-130 lulan po nitong mga nasabing individual at nakakating po sila dito sa Villamor na around 8:30 ng gabi at nakakating po tayo dito sa custodial facility na mga around 9:10 ng gabi po. Sa ngayon po ay nag-undergo po sila ng booking process.
Contrary to the claim of Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos that the fugitive had been apprehended, Fajardo says Kibuloy, Jacqueline Roy, Ingrid and Crescenta Canada, and Silvia Semanes calmly surrendered to authorities on Sunday afternoon. Kibuloy's surrender came more than 2 weeks after roughly 2,000 PNP officials went to the KOJC facility to serve an arrest order against him. Court proceedings involving child abuse, exploitation, and human trafficking are pending against Kibuloy, the spiritual advisor to former President Rodrigo Duterte. In Davao City and Pasig City, he was charged in 2021 with operating a sex trafficking operation, a charge he disputes. Meanwhile, dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo will be escorted under heavy security when she appears at the Senate for a legislative inquiry into illegal pogo today. In a media interview, PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo said that Guo will be handcuffed, wearing a bulletproof vest, and flanked by police, including female cops and SWAT members, during her transport from Camp Crame to the Senate. Guo will leave the custodial center by 8 a.m. today, arriving in time for the 10 a.m. hearing. Guo's transfer comes after the Tarlac court, which ordered her arrest for graft, granted the Senate's request that she appear in the investigation. Senator Riza Ontiveros previously asked the court to allow Guo to testify in the Senate investigation.
A month-long hunt for fugitive Alice Guo finally bore fruit after Indonesian police caught the former Bamban Tarlac mayor. Kiko Falve takes us back to her arrest and eventual return to the country.
Early morning of September 4, news of Alice Guo's arrest in Indonesia broke. The Indonesian National Police caught the elusive former mayor in a hotel room in Tangerang City in Jakarta. Philippine authorities were only given 24 hours to get her, or she will be released. The Bureau of Immigration, the Department of Justice, the National Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Interior and Local Government, along with the National Police, scrambled to fetch Guo. No less than DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos and PNP Chief General Romel Marbil flew to Indonesia on a private plane. The following day, September 5, talks to get Guo turned over to Philippine authorities began. There were a few delays in the processing, but around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Philippine officials had custody of Alice Guo. Right at the moment, Abalos and Guo met for the first time. Guo immediately asked the DILG for help. Past 8 o'clock in the evening in Indonesia, Guo and the Filipino officials finally boarded a chartered flight for Manila. At 1:10 in the morning, September 6, Manila time, the plane landed. As she disembarked, Guo was seen still wearing the clothes she had when she left Indonesia. But a few minutes later, as she was presented to media, she was already in an orange shirt for detainees. A white cloth covered her hands and wrists that many believe were in handcuffs.
Nakaposes po siya. Nakaposes. Dito po kasi yan, pagpunta niya rito, binasahan po siya sa aeroplano ng kanyang kaso. No, kasi nung umalis kami, wala pa yung warrant. Ngayon lang araw na ito dumating. So, binasahan po siya at minag siya po siya doon sa loob. Kinuha siya ng medical record, etc. The fingerprint, at doon na po nilagay yung CIDG na t-shirt.
Given the chance to speak to media, Guo again raised fear for her life.
Kino-confirm ko po ang lahat po na sinabi po ni Secretary na meron po akong death threats po at humingi po ako ng tulong po sa kanila at masaya din po ako na nakita ko po sila. I feel safe po. Maraming salamat po.
Abalos meanwhile denies a swap deal was made. Alice Guo for Australian drug suspect Grigor Johan Haas, who is wanted in Indonesia.
I think as far as Indonesia is concerned, it was mentioned that yung death penalty for that person, I think his name is Haas, no? Hindi nila kinukonsider. Pero it was never the basis nitong pagbalik kay Alice, no? Hindi dahil may swap, at I want to make that very clear. It's not because of that, it's because of the deportation.
After the press con, Alice Guo boarded the PNP coaster and was immediately brought to the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame. After more than a month on the run, Alice Guo, the Banban-Tarlac mayor, was finally booked. Many believe she may hold the key to unlocking the secrets of illegal pogo operations and expose who could be behind what could be one of the largest scandals in the country's history. Francis Polbe, BNC.
Make sure you tune into the Billionaire News Channel's special coverage of the Senate Pogo Fiasco probe at 10 a.m. Catch it for free on TV Channel 31, Signal Channel 24, and our social media platforms. And in other news, local pump prices are set to go down effective September 9 on Tuesday. Estimated adjustments range from 1 peso to 1 peso and 30 centavos per liter, both for gasoline and diesel, and 1 peso and 20 centavos to 1 peso and 35 centavos per liter for kerosene. The Energy Department says the price adjustments are caused by the sluggish demand from China and the U.S., reports that the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries plans to boost output by 180,000 barrels per day in October, and recovery of Libyan oil production.
Entering the franchising world can be rewarding, but choosing the right one is critical. Vail Cachamanuel of Francor PH says, understanding your financial capacity is key before choosing your franchising brand. Next would be inquiring and meeting with franchisers.
Filipinos are still very shy in asking questions because they feel like if you go to a face-to-face meeting, you're already committed to that process. But no, the reality is we're just really happy to introduce our franchise concepts to you and hopefully break some of the misconceptions as well.
In sports, victory in New Zealand for Rubilen Amit. The Filipina billiards queen triumphed in the 29th WPA Women's World 9-Ball Championship in Hamilton Sunday. Amit defeated China's Chen Ximing in the final, 3-1. Also in the bag for the Cebuana Q artist, the prize money of $50,000, or around 2.8 million pesos. Amit adds her first 9-ball world title to her 2 10-ball championships. Meanwhile, in entertainment news, thousands of BTS fans gathered at Ayala Triangle in Makati to show solidarity with BTS member Suga as he faces legal challenges and public scrutiny. Estimated 2,000 fans came from 30 fan bases. They came together for what they called the Purple Walk of Love, You Never Walk Alone. The initiative aimed to raise awareness about cyberbullying, misinformation, and media literacy. Suga has been at the center of a controversy following a drunk driving incident in Seoul last month. Authorities found him lying on the ground in Yongsan district after an apparent e-scooter accident. His blood alcohol level was recorded at 0.227%, significantly higher than the legal limit of 0.08% in South Korea. This led to the revocation of his driving license and serious legal consequences. You know, I love how the BTS, the army, that's what they call it, they all really go together, right?
Yeah, I mean,
just to support their idols.
The K-pop fandom, I have to admit, it's a class of its own.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
absolutely.
not just that one fan group. I'm sure it wasn't just the army there. There's so many other groups that support each other, and you know that type of community. It's so nice to see, and of course, seeing them all come together in support of their idols. It's really something that I can't really describe.
Yeah, it's a different level of support that we should also get. We need to have a It's a Beautiful Morning of fandom like that, right?
I don't know if we're gonna get to that level, but
we might. I mean,
we might because we're now on Signal Channel 24.
Exactly.
Yeah. But don't go away, guys. Up next, what's in among girlies and what's the latest in beauty trends? When we return, we are graced by an expert to brush us up about the trending semi-permanent makeup. So make sure, don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Shake that.
And we are back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. And you know what's better than long-lasting makeup? Everlasting makeup. Now we get down to the art and science behind that, straight from an expert. Joining us here on the show is the first to bring semi-permanent makeup education in the Philippines, Miss Whena Pino. Good morning, Miss Whena.
Good morning. Good morning. Do we call you Tita Whena?
Yes, Tita
Okay, it's gonna be
Whena.
Tita Whena from now on. Okay.
Do you remember the trend when Vine was still around, eyebrows on fleek? Do you remember that, eyebrows on fleek?
Yes, yes.
I think you brought eyebrows on fleek to the Philippines.
Thank you, thank you.
Speaking of bringing it to the Philippines, your story is so inspiring. We were chatting earlier in the makeup room. How did it all start? I want the viewers to know.
Well, I was a makeup artist before, you know, but when I see people, like when the director would say that, I want this talent to be like, she just woke up, and I couldn't execute what he wants because her brows were really, you know,
Not on fleek.
yes. Because, you know, when you see her face, it's like the body tattoo was, the ink was there on her forehead. So how will I do it? Like, so every time that I would see, you know, I get frustrated. I really, you know, that's when I had the passion of is there such thing as, no, not permanent, but you know, when you wake up in the morning, you have it. So something, but then when I research about this, there is such a thing as semi-permanent.
So, Tita Whena, you're saying that before you introduced semi-permanent makeup to the country, there was already the permanent tattoo.
Permanent makeup meaning it has more like nickel, tartazine, heavy metals that would last longer or even forever on your skin.
So it's kind of like the ink that they use for like body tattoos.
Yes, not only the ink, but the technique that they use.
So I'm curious, when you say the ink of the body tattoo versus the semi-permanent ink that you use, what are the difference?
The semi-permanent, it's like organic or something like plant-based.
Okay.
The pigments before, like the ones they use for the body tattoo, it has more nickel, tartazine, or heavy metals. The thing is, when you, especially for us girls, if you have MRI, you would feel heavy metals, like the ink that you have on your body, it has a burning sensation.
Yeah.
I have clients, I have friends who I have done their brows. They would say that there's no burning sensation.
Right.
So they really knew na, it's really what you call plant-based.
Plant-based. So when you talk about semi-permanent makeup, people automatically think about the brows, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just the brows.
No,
Yeah,
not
it's a
just
lot.
brows. Yeah, we have eyeliner, lips. Yes.
I've tried the eyeliner before.
Oh, do you have it's yours?
No. This one is eyeliner makeup.
Oh, okay.
But I've tried it before, yeah. And it's not really painful.
Yeah, semi-permanent makeup, it would last like 2 to 3 years lang on your skin.
And then it'll fade away.
Oo.
So you have to retouch it then and get a
Yes,
redo
because
around.
especially with brows, ang fashion, yung trend, nag-change.
Yeah.
So, like now, our parang standard of beauty are the Koreans. So, ngayon, ang trend, even for the brows, they would request no arch. Like, yung parang Koreans lang, straight, medyo straight,
flat,
diba?
okay.
Yun, I imagine if you have the permanent makeup on your face and that trend would change.
Right.
But I think what's great then with your semi-permanent makeup, you do the natural brows, right? You're dubbed as the queen of natural brows here.
Yes. So the first I brought in the Philippines is microblading.
Okay, microblading.
And when I research about microblading, it has been like more than a year pa lang siya in Europe. So it originated in Belgrade, Serbia. And don't you know that the creator of microblading is actually a man?
Yeah.
Yes, so to our viewers, this is not just for women, this is also for men.
guys. Yes.
Oo. Parang nagkaroon siya ng passion to look at women na talagang napaka-natural daw ng brows. So he created microblading. So 1 year pa lang yung academy, and then when I asked them, maybe I can go there to train with them. But unfortunately, I got denied twice.
Okay.
And the third time, I got denied again in Spain because they're going to have a class in Spain. That's the first time they're going to have a class outside their academy. So I got denied, and then I just prayed to Padre Pio. And this is the answer. After 3 days of that novena, someone called me and said, "Hey, Rowena, we've been seeing your emails. You've been asking for supporting documents."
Okay.
And then they told me na, "Do you really have the money to go to our country and to enroll in our academy?" I said, "Yeah, but the truth is I don't have money during that time."
Okay, so what happened?
So I was planning like to loan money because I don't have enough money. Like the tuition is like 2,000 euros plus with the airfare and everything. And then after my 9 days novena, they called me. Because there were like 3 attempts na for supporting documents, no. But so after 3 days of my novena, they called me and say, "Would you want us to go to the Philippines?"
They went to you.
Yes.
You didn't have to fly all the way to the
So it's a redirection, right? When one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly. The power of prayer too.
And then, and I said, how would I do that? I don't have a business in the Philippines. I don't have a name, like I'm just a regular makeup artist during that time. So I went to get my business permit and everything. Like I was talking to you a while ago, I told you na I just rented a co-work space in Katipunan just to say na I have my proper business, you know. And then when I posted the training, kasi their condition is to get 20 students, and how will I do that, no? So when I posted it in Facebook, you know, my kids are good in captioning. And then they say that the training nga, they created a poster and then saying that we have a 2 days training for the most natural brows in the world, microblading.
And then you already got your 20 students and more.
Yes,
okay.
And I cannot, you know, I didn't imagine that 70% of this, like for the 20 students, 70% are medical practitioners.
Medical practitioners.
Because my kids, they captioned, this is, microblading, it's not just an aesthetic procedure, but a medical procedure.
Which, that's so true, because people don't think about that. When you get a procedure, there's blood involved, needles, so it is medical.
And iba talagang standard ng Europe. When they say that this is not just a salon offering or a home service one, you know, that's why after the training, I would really tell my students, no, this is not a salon offering. Kasi we really have to like, parang do it like professionally, like medically. Yung ganon.
And also training is very important because that's something that's going to last on your face for a very, very long time. So you can't just go to anyone, right? Or anywhere offering cheaper services maybe, but you have to be really careful in selecting those who are going to touch your face. Right?
And speaking of training, I know you also do training as well, right? You do workshops for people who want to learn how to microblade.
Yes, I do one-on-one training also. So if there are someone like from Cebu, I go to Davao if they have a salon, but I ask them that this is not salon setting or something.
Right.
Are there any upcoming workshops coming up, or it's mostly a one-on-one basis?
Yes, I'm having dual brows. It's machine hair strokes. It's different. It's so I'm going to have it in November. So yon.
So that's your masterclass coming up.
Yes.
You want to invite our viewers to come join you for your masterclass?
Yes, for those of you who want to make this as your career, you can visit us. You can follow my IG or FB account, Whena Pino. And also for my services.
Yes, tell us your services.
Yeah, I have a clinic in Shangri-La, inside Mud Studio, and I also have Pino by Whena Pino in Tomas Morato. I know, Pino Beauty Lounge in Tomas Morato, I'm sorry.
And what services do you offer other than semi-permanent makeup? You have facials, correct?
Yeah, we have facials, we have,
everything.
We have facial lymphatic massage.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because people, they don't want machines. For those who doesn't want machines, no.
Okay.
It's lymphatic massage. Nice. We also have nails. Magandang nail services namin, lashes, everything.
Shop.
Yeah.
Everything about beauty. You just have to follow me, and you know, you'll see all the services that we are offering.
Yes, I can't wait. So make sure, if you guys are watching, follow Miss Whena Pino if you want to look beautiful and enhance your beauty. Thank you so much for coming. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thank you. And up next, don't go away, from the thrilling courts of basketball to the gym places where our best athletes are trained, plus a whole lot more, a true sports guy gets us into the heart of the country's favorite games. Don't miss a moment of the action, because up next, the host of BNC's The Scorecard will join us live. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Shake that.
And we are back. Well, the Philippines has its freshest take on sports television as BNC launches The Scorecard. with international sportscaster, sports commentator, and businessman. Anton Roxas as its host, whether it's the latest game-changing plays or in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews as well. Anton is here to guide us through the highs and lows of the sporting world. He is with us here today. Anton, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Thanks
brother.
very much for waking up for all of us.
Thank you very much. I see you have already adjusted to being a morning person. Congratulations, by the way, to you guys. 1 week on the show and first day on Signal. Kaya naman, sa lahat ng mga ka-Signal natin dyan na nanonood, magandang umaga. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day, absolutely. And it's going to be a beautiful day for you. Tonight's going to be your first airing of the Scorecard. Kamusta man yung proseso na yun? I know you've been working hard on making sure that this is the best show that you could possibly come up with. A lot of interviews already in the bank here for you. What can the viewers expect, first and foremost, with the Scorecard?
Well, I've been bumping to a lot of people and they've been asking me, aside from covering the NCAA games, what have you been up to lately? And I didn't want to divulge that we had something in the works here on BNC. So eto na nga yun, the Scorecard. As you can see, we've been all over the place interviewing guys like Kevin Kiambao, ayan, ang ating mga Olympians, presidents of the NSA. August was not a ghost month for me. yung mga tao, my close friends, I told them I was working on something, and then, how can you be working on something in August? It's ghost month.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it was not ghost month for me. I was all over the place interviewing various people. Yeah, Marcus Smith, Phil, international athletes, and people from different walks of life. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of people on this show every night. When you tune in, you never know who you're going to get. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a very busy month for me, and we're raring to go. Me and my team have been working hard to come up with a great show. With regards to what to expect, right now it's a situation that's very fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, I can only imagine because again, starting a new show with BNC, you've been covering the NCAA for quite a bit. You're very well seasoned. And could you imagine? We've been working in the sports world for quite some time, and I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we're really lucky to still be here and still be able to talk about sports.
So a few days ago, I made a post because I hosted the very first game of the NCAA's 100th season. Can you imagine, man?
Yeah.
100 seasons. Anytime a league or anything for that matter lasts for an entire century, it's a huge deal. And when I was looking back at my journey, I realized that was my 13th season covering the NCAA.
Okay.
I started sportscasting in 2009. So I've done this for 15 years. And 13th year now in the NCAA, it's been quite a ride, man. And like you said, we're just very thankful to be still going after all this time.
Yeah, I mean, like 2009, I was second year college. Not to age us there, but all joking aside, to still be able to do this, to still have that drive, do you take a look back in your journey and say that, hey, I've never gotten tired of the games, of being there, of all the interviews, all the ups and downs when it comes to sports?
You know what? When I talk to the new generation of sportscasters, courtside reporters, I always tell them that the day I come to a coverage unprepared, like I don't write my notes anymore. I don't talk to the players and the coaches before the game to prepare for the coverage. That's the day I should walk away from sportscasting, because that's the day that I don't love it the way that I used to. And it's that love that keeps us going. That's what I feel is what makes anybody doing anything last in any place for that matter. When you have that love and desire and that passion to get better, I think that's what drives you.
I don't know if you can relate to this, but then someone asked me recently also, do you still get nervous before games? And my answer would always be, the moment I stop getting nervous is probably the moment I know I should stop doing this. Is that similar to you?
Yeah, the nervousness never goes away, but specifically, the nervousness happens before you go on air, especially.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's because you want to do well.
Yeah.
I think that's why the nervousness is there, because you want to make sure that everything that you prepared for comes out in the actual performance or coverage. I think that's the main reason that the nervousness is there. If the nervousness is not there, then that means that you don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I look at it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way. I mean, you take a look at all of that. Was there a point, though, that you felt particularly extra nervous? Was there a coverage, an interview that made you think, oh my gosh, wait, I might get a bit paralyzed by this just because you were that excited?
I think I'm more nervous when I want things to go well, and I get a little bit paranoid in my mind, thinking what if this does not work, and what if some unforeseen incident happens? That's when I get more nervous about things.
Yeah,
like tonight. Obviously, tonight is going to be the first episode, so I have been praying this past week that things happen according to plan, and everything that we worked so hard for this past month, everything goes without a hitch.
I know you're nervous, very nervous, so we're going to try something light instead here.
Okay,
you know,
let's
just a quick round here. Just a quick, a few fast questions to answer here. This is going to be very obvious. First off, your personal sport.
Basketball.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah,
I mean, like, just look at your social media. It's all there. Favorite sport to cover, still basketball.
Volleyball.
Volleyball is your favorite sport?
If there's one sport that I really miss covering, and it's also because mostly it's volleyball fans that engage with me on social media, it's volleyball. So I haven't really said this publicly, but to the PVL fans, I really miss covering the PVL. I've never actually addressed this, but I get a lot of tweets saying, Anton, kailan ka babalik? Anton, we miss you. Some people actually think that I'm still covering the games, but I haven't covered in years. So yeah, shout out to all the volleyball fans. I miss you guys. And
can I just say, there's an extra amount of nervousness when you cover volleyball for some reason.
Yes.
And it's because you know that your words mean a lot. Maybe a bit more to some of the fans there when you cover their favorite athletes, because the amount of support that these athletes get from their fans is a whole new level. It's almost like K-pop in a way, in a very good way, by the way.
That's
true.
true.
You know, I get what you're saying. Is there a dream athlete that you have yet to interview?
Oh man, I think Michael Jordan is the given. But you know what? I've seen him, and you know how athletes, even guys that played against him, say that when they see Jordan, it's as if he's levitating. It's as if he's not real.
So is that what happened to you?
So when I saw him in 2019 in Charlotte, when I was covering the NBA All-Star Game, I had that feeling. And even though I was just in the crowd and not really that up close and personal with him, I told myself at that moment, you know what, I'm good. If I never cover another sporting event, I've seen the GOAT. Like, he's my idol. He's the reason why I love basketball. He's the reason why I tried to become a professional basketball player. And he's the reason why I do what I do and I have the character that I have, is because he strives for excellence in everything that he does.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at your feed and looking at your story. I know how much inspiration you get from Michael Jordan. This is a bit harder of a question.
Okay.
What sport do you feel is emerging in the Philippines right now?
Wow, that's a tough one.
It's a bit tricky.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and this might be a recency bias. I think there is some buzz happening in the football side, and not the traditional 11-a-side football, the sevens.
Okay,
the sevens. So Anton del Rosario, Stephen Schrock, Miss Bahadoran, Ethan Lee, Boss Dan Palami, they're cooking something up, and I think that's something that the fans of the Azcals back in the 2010s can look forward to. I know you're a big football guy, Pao, and you know about this, and I mean,
I'm actually playing a sevens game soon, but that's a different story, and I'm still gonna pitch the cover. But no, but I think that was really interesting, because some people might say, oh, volleyball's emerging, but I actually think volleyball's more established than people realize right now. As a sport, as a professional sport also. It's still growing, it's still getting better, but I wouldn't classify it as emerging as much.
No more. We're past that stage where it has emerged.
It's here.
It's here. And we feel it.
How about sports do you feel that probably need a bit more attention. I mean, I remember because during the Olympics, a lot of people were wondering, where's the support for rowing? Where's the support for gymnastics? And I think that, I don't know if you agree with me here, do you feel that maybe casual fans should start looking more into the Olympic sports apart from when the Olympics actually happens?
Yeah, so I agree with that, but after what Carlos Yulo has done, so gymnastics, the spotlight is now on them. So the support is now coming in. I was at the gymnastics, the
training
center, and there were a lot of young girls like there with their parents training. So you could feel the Carlos Yulo impact.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think combat sports is something that should be given attention as well. Like, I found out recently that we have a world champion who's a Filipina in Muay Thai.
Yes, that's true.
And she did not get much recognition. And we are going to give her recognition on the scorecard. So that is one of the visions of our show, is to be able to put the spotlight on the sports that need the attention and to give a platform to these athletes who are the best in the world, who have something to share, these stories of inspiration. That's one of our goals on the scorecard.
It's great that you circled back to that, because now I'm going to ask you to invite all our viewers to catch the scorecard tonight as it makes its debut here on BNC.
All right, thank you very much. To everybody watching right now, all of the sports fans, good morning. But if you're still awake at 10 p.m., do tune in to the debut and pilot episode of the Scorecard, hosted by yours truly. We have been working so hard. Ghost Month. August was not a ghost month for us. We've been grinding, going all over the place. And this week, I'll give a little bit of a preview. I'm not going to give away too much, Pao. But we have a UAP champion coach, wink, wink, on the show. We have one of the best in the world, in a Filipina, and also a president of one of our NSAs. So again, do tune in to the Scorecard on BNC weeknights at 10 p.m. because on the Scorecard, sports is our business and business is our sport.
I love that. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Anton Roxas hosting the Scorecard tonight. Really excited to see the show. Can't wait for all the interviews.
Thank you very much, brother.
Really appreciate you. So we're going to bring the girls back on in just a bit because their selfie game is strong. Every one of your selfie game is too strong. Theirs is, all right? We're breaking down selfie culture. The selfie culture phenomenon, exploring the hilarious and not so funny sides of this modern obsession. And these two are not on cam right now, so I'm telling you, they are obsessed with their selfies. Get ready to laugh, cringe, and maybe even snap a selfie or two when we return. Stay tuned. You're watching BNC.
Shake that.
Hello there and welcome back to the show. Now, Filipinos love a nice selfie, whether with friends, family, celebrities, in scenic places, in historical events, you name it. There's the 0.5 selfie among Gen Zs, ooh, I always do that, and there's also the mirror selfie, to name a few. Well, right now, we'll take a good look into the Filipino selfie culture. I am so guilty of this. I love taking selfies, and like you said, Paolo, a while ago.
I would like to acknowledge that Paolo called us out earlier, and man,
but
that
really,
hit hard.
My selfie game is strong, and I have mastered the Gen Z selfie already. That's what you call it.
The 0.5 selfie, right?
Yeah.
That's the 0.5 selfie.
No, that is officially called the Gen Z
selfie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not good at any selfies, actually. So when you were calling us out, I was like out there like, nah, man, I don't do selfies. And Anne was like, you're going like, oh my God, that's me.
Oh my gosh. No, I called you out for a reason, right? Because right before the show, I actually tried to take note if you took any selfies right before, prior. So Mo actually had people take photos for her instead.
Yes.
You know?
See, I'm old school. I give it to people. You gotta get the whole outfit. It's my OOTD pics.
I get you. But, you know, Anton, you know, we always go to coverages. And even in professional setting, right? People want to take selfies with their their favorite athletes, their favorite artists, and I think sometimes we're guilty of that. Just sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't think my selfie game is as strong as the girls here. I mean, what about the impromptu selfies though? I think those are like the weirdest things that somebody can do. The type wherein you see somebody and then you have your phone like this, but what if that person is not comfortable with all of a sudden being seen and has to act a certain way? There is that thing also.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually trending on TikTok.
Yeah.
You'll see these reels. They're not really selfies, but they're like videos.
The video selfies.
Yeah, the video selfies, and then they're like going down the escalator. They're holding it that way so that everyone behind them are gonna look like.
But it's really interesting because even right now, it's hitting the news.
Yes.
Just the return of Alice Guo.
Yes.
Some selfies have been looked at right now, and it's almost as if it's also automatic for a lot of people. You know, people just want to take part of history. There we are. We're showing it right now. Do we draw the line on selfies in terms of being appropriate? I mean, like, how much thought do you need to have with regards to when to have a selfie, when to have a picture with someone? Because I mentioned it a while ago from a professional standpoint, when we're covering, sometimes you can't help but have a selfie with, like, for example, if I saw David Beckham there, I mean, right there. But then from the standpoint here, like, for example, the Alice Guo story, where do we draw the line with regards to that? Mo, I'll start with you because you do the news too.
Yes, I do. I think the line should be drawn when it comes to fugitives and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it was appropriate. Personally speaking, like, they had to find her in Indonesia and they're posing like she's an artista, right?
That's
like,
interesting.
They're sensationalizing her being a fugitive, which it's confusing to people, right? It's like, is she a bad person? Is she a good person? Like,
it's
how do we know?
It's definitely not for us to judge, but Anne.
Especially if the ones posing with her are government officials.
That's, I think, what people are talking about online right now.
Yes.
But I think it's safe to say that this selfie culture is embedded in our own culture. I mean, like, we're #1 in social media around the world for a reason, and we need our content, right? So the selfies are definitely one of the causes for that.
Can I just say that sometimes it's the unplanned selfies that trend the most?
Oh yeah,
especially when you realize that, oh, there's something in the back there that people who react to the photo notice.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, on that note, and speaking about unplanned, thank you very much to Anton for this unplanned guesting in this segment.
Thank you.
It's an audition for this one. He has a show at 10 p.m. He's going to be here at 7 a.m. No, just joking. We will never do that to you.
Joke.
But that's it for today. Before we go, tune in to the Senate Pogo Fiasco Probe, BNC special coverage at 10 a.m. Catch it for free on TV Channel 31 and Signal Channel 24 and our social media platforms as well.
And thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, the beauty of today is in your hands. So make it count.
It has been a wonderful day sharing this wonderful Monday morning with you guys. Until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep making every day a beautiful day.
Oh, we did it.